What's up, party people? Excuse me. Uh, that video was a video of the Ahmaud Arbery confrontation where he was shot and killed by George and Travis McMichael. That video clip I pulled from the damage report, and I think they pulled it from Shaun King. But it shows, well, like I said, in the case, there was a third person that was supposed to be with him, so I don't know if that was the third unidentified person or if that was somebody that just drove up and happened to catch what was going on. But the thing I don't get is why, well, no, I can't even say I don't get it. It's obvious black people do not have the same rights as white people in this country. It's always been a fact. It's been a fact for 400, 500, 600 years. And even though they like to say, oh no, things are better, you have Oprah, you have Obama, you have Tiger Woods, don't none of that matter. It's not the same. Because in the damage report, they kind of put the situation on the guns, saying that it's the people that carry in these guns that start these problems. Because they have the guns, they feel they have the right to chase people down. To go more specifically in that on the damage report, they pretty much related this incident to the Trayvon Martin case. That George Zimmerman, and in this case the McMichaels, because they were in possession of the guns, they felt they had the right to chase a suspect down and confront him and kill him. And my thing about it is, even if let's take the guns out of it. Let's say George Zimmerman or the McMichaels ain't even have guns. Here's my problem. Why is it that when it's a black person, these people go follow him, chase him down, confront him, elevate the situation to a struggle, but then the black person is always seen as the aggressor? Like George Zimmerman or the McMichaels, well, in Zimmerman's case, he had the stand your ground law in Florida. So he had the right to stand his ground. And in this case, that DA tried to say it was self-defense for the McMichaels. They said, well, if Ahmaud attacked Travis, then they were defending themselves. Mind you, once again, let me repeat. It was Travis and George that jumped in their truck and chased down Ahmaud and confronted him. So that act of aggression right there doesn't count. Ahmaud having to defend himself against two people doesn't count. Now, let's bring the guns back into it. Same thing. These people chase these black people down, and they're armed. They're being confronted by armed civilians, not police, armed civilians. But for some reason, the black person don't have a right to stand their ground or defend themselves, but the people with the guns that did the following, that did the chasing, that did the confronting are victims. And they had the right to defend themselves or stand their ground. And that's state law in this country, or federal law in this country. Or is it just, if you're black, you're always seen as the aggressor? Regardless of if you're unarmed, if you're on your back, if you're on your knees, if you're in a chokehold, regardless of what, if you're black, you are seen as the aggressor. So you never have that right to defend yourself. You never have that right to stand your ground. You never have that right to protect your life. But the people chasing you down, coming at you with guns, have every right to defend themselves. And that's the law in this country. That's what we're just supposed to accept and deal with. And if we don't like it, get out. If we don't like it, get out of America. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? I was even looking at a video. I saw a video of that NYPD officer punching and slapping that dude for not wearing a mask. Now, they're punching and slapping and arresting black people for protesting and not wearing masks. There's white people, well, at least in Michigan, they're walking into the state building armed with guns. Nobody's getting harassed. How many people got arrested? Was anybody punched or slapped or hit with a baton or anything? They're in a federal building, armed. Cops don't do a damn thing. But the second some black people are out there in their neighborhood, they gotta get tackled and manhandled and punched and slapped and stunned. And as far as New York goes, the people on the Upper West Side who are violating the 6 feet law and not wearing masks, the police are politely going around to them and handing them masks. They're passing masks out to them. Ain't nobody getting manhandled, but in the black neighborhoods, they're getting manhandled and tackled and arrested. But this is the law we're supposed to respect. This is the law that is supposed to be so fair and just and blind. Like we can't see this. Like we can't see what's going on. Especially since there's video of it. We see video of it every day. We see who the law protects. And we're supposed to just sit quietly and deal with it. Even though, once again, like I said, in the past 400 or 500 years, the African American race never has just sat there and dealt with it. It's ridiculous to me, man. It's utterly ridiculous to me. And the fact that some people will still sit there and act like, oh, well, I don't understand the problem. I don't see what's wrong. Are you fucking blind? Are you serious? There is a clear divide between the law for Caucasians and minorities in this country. There is a clear divide between the law, how the law treats Caucasians and how the law treats African Americans in this country. That is fact. You can't even deny it. You're just waiting for us to just take it, which is not going to happen. It's ridiculous to me, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it makes no sense. And then even if we come out and try to voice our opinions about it, Caucasians go around all day and all night talking about free speech. Free speech, free speech. My First Amendment rights. Then they have these Second Amendment rights, right to carry guns. Let a black person or let a bunch of black people go into a federal building armed. Remember when the Panthers did that? They changed the gun laws. One of the one and only times they actually restricted the gun laws. Because they ain't want black people having guns. That's the one and only time they restricted the gun laws. And then if we try to express our First Amendment right, our free speech, we get handcuffed. Because we're inciting a riot or disturbing the peace. Bullshit, man. This is all a bunch of bullshit, yo. No, fuck it, man. You know what? Whatever. Y'all be blessed, be safe. One.